Welcome back to the car. Let's get right into it. Worlds 2024, Day 2, the Swiss stage just wrapped up. And we're going to go over all 8 of the games that happened. 8 BO1s, went 6-8 on predictions. Perfect. Swiss stage died immediately with the first game of the day, but what can you do about that? So let's just get right into it. It was a fun day of games. Some really delivered and some delivered in other ways. Like getting delivered a bomb. It's like something still got delivered, you're just not happy with the result. Let's get into it. BLG versus LNG. Immediately got this one wrong. LNG takes the game in 30 minutes. Really fun game to watch. LNG looked confident in their team fights. They were always coming out just slightly ahead out of really every exchange, it felt like. And that just kind of accrued into a win. That was really the story of the game, I want to say. Gala looked great. But we need to talk about this Yone champion. This is getting vile. I don't know how it's getting through ban phases. It's kind of unacceptable. I mean, it's even crazier because they got it on red side and there's all this other... Bleh. I think it was red side. Either way. Yone should not be getting through drafts anymore. I don't think it's taking over every game it's winning. It won a game with Electrocute. We'll get to that. Disgusting failures of League of Legends players. I didn't say that. But yeah, the other thing I want to talk about this game, I think it's just more of a meta thing. Jhin and Ashe really starting to pop up. Really 2016 Worlds vibe, kind of that utility AD carry that can do damage, but also doesn't really need to be doing the damage with characters like Yone and Smolder in the game. So, yeah, I don't mind that being the playstyle of bot lane when the players are this good. Like, you can make these champs look fun and not just like engage tools, and good arrows are always fun to watch. So, yeah, great game by LNG and BLG. Did not expect BLG to drop games, but hey, it is what it is. So next game, Gen G versus Top Esports. Gen G takes the win, 34 minutes. These were fantastic. This was an awesome game. These fights were crazy. I mean, there was action all over the map. Pays is 14-1 and 11, 25.0 KDA and Kai'Sa. Absolute masterclass. Beautiful, beautiful fighting, especially by that red buff where he just kind of hung over the wall and waited for people to forget he existed, flashing for it. This was such a good game to watch. I mean, you had the solo laners of LPL 2v3ing behind the Baron pit. And it looked awesome. It really looked awesome. And then eventually Gen G just started building the advantages, and eventually Kai'Sa was like 5 items to everyone else's 4 or 3. So, yeah, there was a little hiccup at the end. Chovy just like missed every Yone ability and died, and his whole team kind of got killed for it with some blast cone mishaps as well. But then after that, it looked clean. Gen G 4-0s doesn't end, but then eventually just wins. I mean, Pays just takes over the game, shreds everyone under tower. This was a super fun game. Really looking forward to seeing these teams play again. Gen G looked really good against a really good team. So I'm very confident in them moving forward. I have them kind of going up in my rankings in my head. Like, even though they're probably the favorite to win, I still see this as a very good performance. You feel a lot of confidence from that. They didn't just beat up on some stinker team. Next game, G2 versus Hanwha Life. HLE takes it in 45 minutes. Yeah, that's just how it went, isn't it? I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's get into it. So we saw Varus in this game. That's kind of the third of the triad, Jhin, Ashe, and Varus. I think Varus does have a place in this meta, even if it didn't look the greatest in this game. But I like it a lot. I think the utility it adds is very similar. It's not a bad option to always have. It can survive in the lanes. But I digress. Let's talk about the game. Peanut starts off hitting a nasty Sejuani R flash predict on Yike. And then it kind of just looked like G2 was getting bled out of the game. You know, death by 1,000 cuts. It was the classic LCK kind of just losing advantages everywhere. And then all of a sudden, G2 is winning fights. They're capitalizing on overextensions. Caps looks great on the Yone. We're picking off 80 carries at the Baron pit. And just like, it shows why I thought G2 could win this game and is the only team I trust to win against teams of this caliber. Because there were points when they had a gold lead at up to 40 minutes. They had a gold lead in this game. Well, they didn't have it before that, but there were points where they were genuinely winning this game and you would have felt confident in them just in a vacuum. So that was great. And just Ashe played a fantastic game. Caps played a fantastic game I'm talking about when he killed Ashe by the Baron pit again. But then, and I thought it was going so good. Caps split pushing, takes towers while we're stealing Baron after losing fights. I mean, it just looks like it's going so good But then Smolder scaled enough, got Infernal Soul, and kind of just one-shot the entire enemy team. The Smolder champion is vile and disgusting in the late game. Like, I just hate watching it. Just one-shot everything in multiple rolls. It's just gross. I hate it. Ugh, so gross. But I think G2, with this performance, I think they can make top 8. I really think it's possible. I don't know how. They're going to need some good draws. Can't be playing hard matchups, but they're going to have another best of 1 to play after losing. So past that, we'll see what they've got for us. But yeah, great game from HLE, of course, as well. Yeah, that was a pretty beastly Smolder performance, you'd have to say. Like, what is that, 56,000 damage? Like, over 1,000 damage per minute. Insane. Next, Weibo Gaming versus Team Liquid. Weibo takes it in 42 minutes. I just can't, watch Team Liquid play. It's like watching 2016 Counter-Strike Team Liquid just shoot you in the face over and over again with disappointment. Just, you feel so good, and then, there's the heartbreak and sadness. I was waiting for that. And just, it's hard to talk about this game, really. I'm just looking at it and just, we just lose those. It just feels like TL just, I don't know. Spawn looked like he wanted to kill people, and I don't blame him. Like, this is just, it's tough to watch. I mean, Team Liquid now 0-2. I didn't predict them to win by any means, but man, this is a sad way to watch them lose. Like, it's like they're 90% of the way there. Like I said yesterday, really just like that last 10%, which is actually executing everything well, it just falls apart. I don't know what to say. Sad to see. Well played from Weibo, though. They won the game. It was a good Kalista game. We like that. Bree looking good as well. Believe he got a solo. Yep, solo killed in this game. He did get a solo kill on Impact as well in this game. So, yeah, overall, Weibo just, they looked like the better team when it mattered. And that's just what it comes down to, isn't it? Contract the region. Next up, T1 versus Pain Gaming. Never seen a team be happier losing, but I guess, losing to Faker is probably pretty fun. So, they got brutalized. It was like 25 minutes. I think they'll make it over an hour and a half at this point, though, unless they lose 2 15-minute games, which, it's not like that hasn't happened before. But it didn't happen this time, so, nice on T1. They rebound with a win, as if you pick Pain, I don't know, you're just the most degenerate gambler ever or something. Yeah, we'll move on. Fly versus Damwon. DK takes this one, actually, and it just really, I don't know, we're really picking R5 Darius. That's disgusting. Like, that champion got a solo kill and then just looked like poopy garbage for the rest of the game. This guy is going 2-7 on the world stage, while Smolder and Silas are just ripping kids apart. It's just tough. Masu played really well as well this game. I want to bring that up. He looked really good. Just the way you watch him in team fights, he was doing a lot of damage and being very impactful, and just, yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one, isn't it? It's just kind of a tough one. Just a tough one. We're really, also, we mentioned this, Yone and Smolder getting through in the same draft do you actually not want to win? Because that's what that feels like. How is that happening? Like, we're in a situation where some of these champs need to be getting banned, or we at least need to be taking one. Like, if they're going to pick one, you got to take the other. You can't not know how to play these champions, I feel like. Especially Smolder. Yeah. Tough to watch. Unfortunately, got this one wrong as well. I thought Fly looked good yesterday, but, it's okay. They're still 1-1. They got another BO1 to play, so it's not the end of the world. Let's move on. Fnatic versus Gam. That was a game, wasn't it? My lights turned off. Okay. Whatever. This will do good. So yeah, Fnatic versus Gam. I guess you just win if you're not winning in the early game because you can't throw anything. But this, they won as they should. I predicted it, but this doesn't give you confidence. This just makes you feel worse. I'm pretty sure. This game doesn't make me feel any better looking at Fnatic. There's a great quote someone said Noah built an arc to carry the bunch of animals that is the rest of his teammates, and honestly, that's just how it is, isn't it? Like, man, can they beat anyone but PNG at this point? And PNG's probably not going to be in the tournament, so yeah. See ya, Fnatic. I'm glad you won, but you're done, buddy. Probably. Let's be real. Ugh, so gross. I don't even want to talk about it. And speaking of things I don't want to talk about, PSG versus Mad Lions. I predicted this one right. Just let it be known, because Mad Lions sucks. Frescow, he's got to be one of the worst mids I've ever seen play at Worlds. Truly, like, it's disgusting. This guy's terrible. You get to play Smolder, and you suck. Dude, like, not to mention that they literally only got 4 to 20 by a minor region. I don't care what minor region it is. That can't happen. It just can't. And I don't even want to talk about it. It's so disgusting. They lost to Electrocute Yone. They would have won if he had Guardian. They would have won if he didn't take runes. Like, oh my god. Ugh. It makes me very ill thinking about this team at all, under any circumstances. LEC, if you don't change your format, I will come over there and take all of the countries out of the EU individually so that it's just more inconvenient to stream your games. Unless Mad Lions is either removed from the league, which would fix a problem, or we could just not let teams that lose 2 of every 3 games into the World Championships. Like, it's an embarrassment to the minor regions, even. Teams that have to win their whole split. I don't care who they're playing against. They have to win a lot of games. A lot of these teams are winning like 90% of their games in the region, showing clear dominance. And this piss stink team that someone forgot to flush gets to get in because of some magic. Yay! It's not fun. This team is terrible to watch. Well, it's kind of funny to watch, but like, it shouldn't be on the world stage. It's like being angry and laughing at the same time. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Yeah, I just So yeah, that's what we had today. Day 2 wraps up. Tomorrow we've only got 2 games, 2 best of 3s as we start the 2-0s. So the winners of tomorrow are qualified for the quarterfinals. Exciting stuff. I'll see you there. Prediction video coming probably almost immediately after this. So go check it out. Thanks for watching.